around 4 million people die each year because of a lack of access to safe drinking water, inadequate sanitation and poor hygiene. That's roughly the population of Melbourne.
The storm may have passed, but there's a new worry tonight in cyclone-ravaged Fiji. Many villages...
In 2003, when tropical cyclone Amy ripped through the islands of Fiji, traditional water sources were destroyed, leaving thousands of people without clean drinking water.
That's the river we're looking at, Liz. It's a big mess, isn't it?
Sure is.
Australian Red Cross water and sanitation expert Bob Hanby has worked to save lives in countless disaster zones around the world. After the cyclone, he was flown to Fiji to help restore safe water supplies to thousands on one particular island.
Some of this pipe was existing. There was an old system here.
In 2014, 8 Red Cross supporters were invited to experience this life-changing work and to see if the water systems are working as well today as they were 12 years ago.
This well, we are using it for the last 30 years. 6 families, we are using this well.
Traditionally, Fijians source water from wells or creeks for drinking, cleaning and washing. When Bob arrived in 2003, he saw an opportunity to provide the villagers with better hygiene by replacing the wells with taps and toilets.
So 11 years ago, before the Red Cross came along and put a reticulated water system right through this village, the people were taking the water out of these open wells. They had all sorts of problems. They obviously get contaminated from dirty ropes and dirty buckets and animal waste around them. When it flooded, they fill up with water, they turn into mud. But it's also not only that, it's a lot of hard work for people, and very often it's the responsibility of the women on it with a rope and a bucket to pull the water up to get enough up, wash their clothes, wash their children, do their cooking.
So how would you have got water and the shower? How would you have done all that before you had this system? Did you have to carry water at all?
Yeah, track going up the hill there and further down to the creek.
To the creek, okay. And you use buckets.
Even the ladies, all the basins have closed on their head and then they have to go down to the creek and do their washing and everything there.
It's given me a completely new perspective on some of the work that the Red Cross does out in the field. So it's not just immediate response, say after a cyclone, to provide a tent and provide medical help, but it's to help the communities re-establish so that they have a long-term infrastructure that makes their life easier, but also more healthy because you have clean drinking water.
When we first came here, we were walking through here, cutting our way through, often up to our knees in mud and water, which was okay for me, but the local guys were carrying 25 kilogram bags of cement on their shoulders. They had pipes and all the rest of the gear. So walking up for them was hard enough. They did it trip after trip after trip. So the walk seems difficult, but compared to the work that was done at the time, it's a pretty easy exercise.
Each water catchment was carefully selected to make sure there'd be enough water, even in the dry season, and well away from farming areas to keep it free from pollution.
The system is basically a dam walled it up with concrete, put a couple of pipes through it. One pipe goes down to the community, a 2-inch pipe all the way down 3.5 kilometres to the village. It looks quite simple, but it's very effective. The water's clean, there's no contamination up here. Here it is 11 years later, and it's really, as far as I can see, as strong and as good as it was 11 years ago.
We are one big happy family.
Each day, more than 8,000 children die around the world from water, sanitation and hygiene-related diseases. Millions more are at risk. Clean water is essential for survival, but it can also just make life easier.
The benefits there's been an uplift in the standard of living. And the households, it sort of motivated them. They have started to build toilet facilities, flush toilets, and install sinks in their own household.
We find it very easy, and especially in cooking, and we have also flush toilets now, from creeks to taps. and from pit toilet to flush toilet.
It's been amazing to see what an effect something that we take for granted in our part of the world makes such an enormous impact to these people.
It's a basic need in life, you know, it's like we need shelter, but we need water and clean water.
Over the course of 90 days and 25 separate projects, Bob worked with the Fiji Red Cross and local volunteers to rebuild water supplies for hundreds of people. Australian Red Cross is working closely with communities, authorities and local Red Cross societies right across Asia and the Pacific to improve water and sanitation systems. But the need is still great. Tens of thousands of children and families around Asia and the Pacific still don't have access to clean water and are exposed to life-threatening diseases.
There is still a lot that can be done by Red Cross, and if they use the exactly same principle of really consulting with the people, then they'll get the right answer.
There's a huge need, and there's a need that, you know, if we had more funds, more resources, there's so much more that could be done here, and it would be such a good return on the donor's dollar.
My name is Rod.
It's just a fantastic experience, in particular for a donor, to be able to come along and see where your money goes, see what's being done, and look people in the eye and get them to tell their story about how Red Cross changed their lives. But the story and the message for me to take back home is that with the Red Cross, you know you're going to get an outcome.